Okay, so for some good news finally, North Korea and South Korea have agreed to reopen their joint industrial zone, the Kaesong complex. Why did it close? If you remember, back in April, tensions between North and South Korea were extremely high. This was because South Korea had participated in military drills with the USA, and this had angered North Korea, and they felt it was a provocation, and so they threatened to use nuclear weapons against the South Korea. But thankfully, this didn't happen. It didn't come to pass. No nuclear weapons were used, and nobody was hurt. And I just feel like this step they're taking, agreeing to reopen the Kaesong complex, it's very symbolic. It's just a gesture of each of them acknowledging that what is in the past is what is in the past, and what is before us is what is before us. It should now just be all water underneath the bridge, and I think that's just great. And also, quite frankly speaking, it's a tremendous source of income for both of them. It generates up to $2 billion a year. The Kaesong complex has 53,000 North Korean workers there. It gives South Koreans another market for their products. So you can see how it benefits both of them. And closing it had disastrous effects for both of them. Tens of thousands of North Korean workers were out of business, were out of employment. The South Koreans, obviously, since they could no longer access their factories, access their companies, they were kind of cut off from receiving income that way, and they had to get compensation from the South Korean government. So this was very expensive for the South Korean government as well. So it's just in both of their interests for this to reopen. I mean, right now it's they've just agreed to do it. It's still going to take a while. They still need to hold a few more talks to work out how they will facilitate reopening. But it's definitely going to happen. North Korea has already extended such an olive branch. It allowed the South Korean managers to come into the companies to inspect things, to inspect the equipment, just to make sure everything is in place for the rainy season. So it just shows that both of them are working on this, and it's completely a joint effort. It's 50-50. And honestly, this industrial complex, it's really very important to both North and South Korea, because it's the last joint project the two of them have between each other. It's the last thing that they have that they can cooperate on, and I think it's great that they're kind of trying to hold on to that for whatever the reasons might be. Maybe it's purely financial, but whatever the reason is, it's good that it's still being open. Okay, so thank you for listening.